got it.
Morning. Yo, good morning. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? I don't know how they're shooting in Chicago this early. Sunday, man.
2523.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, I'm going to take a swing with 22 after we're done here. Give us like a minute or two.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Sunday morning. What's up? How you guys doing? I feel like I haven't been on in weeks or something. You guys see me? You guys hear me? 20 shots fired. Chicago.
All right. Can anyone on LeClaire just confirm if the four
I'll put
victims are
shows?
adults?
Oh, my God.
Start a preliminary notification.
My bad, yo.
2513.
13.
20 shows fired. We got 20
I
shows
got Whitney Wolf, birthday 24 October 92. I'm going to be in ambulance 52. I'll let you know where we're going.
All right, 10-4. And where's the GSW? And is Wolf a male or female?
Gunshot wound victim.
Female that I seen right now to the leg. I'll let you know further information.
All right. 10-4.
I feel like this might have been a drive-by that happened this morning. It was by this, look at this, by an elementary school,
right,
a park,
anyone know if the
a church.
Other female and the other male, are they adults?
South Chicago's rolling?
So far, I got a wolf and a mouse.
Let me see, squad. Give me a sec.
Good morning. I miss you guys. I'm sorry we have to get together on this occasion, I guess, but but I figured let me jump on and check with you guys. I've been very like busy, and it hasn't had nothing to do with YouTube. But I hope you guys are doing good. School's starting back for me. You know, some parents, their kids started before, some are starting after. Mine is starting tomorrow. So I've been getting ready with all that stuff and other stuff, legal stuff. Everything.
Awesome, 7-2.
So it's transporting 7 miles, 226 in Cal, 165 miles.
Yeah, they need to get these kids back in school, man. They're wilding out, killing people, shooting people, stabbing people.
2521.
2521.
Sorry, squad. I know you're super busy. Any chance you have the SS number?
Give me 2 seconds, 21.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. So yeah, there was some kind of shooting this morning, and the radio
2513
is still happening. The suspects fled
13,
in a vehicle, I believe.
Yeah, ambulance 63's got Martez, birthday of 8/8 of 83. He's an adult.
A white four-door vehicle, tinted windows, reportedly fled southbound after gunshots.
On the other two, we got Martez and we got Wolf.
Yeah, I'm working on that, and I think we're all going to be going to Cook County.
Everyone going to Stroger?
99.
Is everybody talking?
Yeah, everybody is alert right now.
Okay.
So we're listening to the live scanner audio Sunday morning. I guess this is just regular shit in Chicago, to be honest with you. Breaking news. First thing in the morning. Probably not random targets. Probably these people, for whatever reason, rolled up in this vehicle and shot multiple people. They're saying 5. And again, it was kind of a little wild to me. I mean, I don't know this area.
2521.
There's 2 churches here: the Trinity Evangelical Lutheran Church.
SS number, the last 6 is 055454. It's 055454. I put in your ticket.
99, thank you, sir.
Pleasant Valley Baptist
2513.
Church.
2513.
And
another male. Hardy is the last name. Harding. He's the 36-year-old male. I believe a gunshot right now to the leg, also upper thigh.
There might be more victims, more gunshot victims. Wow.
We'll give you more info once we get it.
That is crazy. The violence, man. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me check in on you guys. What's up? Brandon said it's pronounced Chicago. Chicago. I gotta check that out. Mommy J says, do you guys have the Crime Radar app? I do. I gotta kind of, man, I need to get myself on there. I have it, but I don't really use it. People send me links to it all the time. I need to kind of set that up on my setup that I have here now.
2523.
You can clear me from this and show me going to that LeClaire with a gun.
All right,
2510.
2510.
All right. I guess once these ambulances all get rolling, they're all going to go to Stroger. So I'm going to have 15 and 13 follow these ambulances over to Stroger. We have 32 over here on the paper, and I'll let you know who's sitting here on the crime scene in a few minutes once we straighten it out.
All right,
I kind of want to listen to this audio dispatch from earlier. Let me pause I'm going to stop the live dispatch for a second. I want to hear what happened early on in. So they said there was a 911 caller has reported an unconfirmed incident at 5129 Hirsch Street. And I first heard about this on alert page. I was told about the alert page notification. Let's check this out here.
In the vicinity, and we're getting 5129 West on Hirsch. 20 shots heard. They heard the car skid off, but we have no descriptions. That's all we have. No descriptions on no tickets.
No description.
25 shots in the vicinity, and we're getting 5129 West on Hirsch. 20 shots heard. They heard the car skid off, but we have no descriptions. That's all we have. No descriptions on no tickets.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I'm ready, though, too. I was telling you to stand by.
Where are you calling us?
Yeah, I was just telling you to stand by for 1 second. I was waiting for the simulcast, but it's still busy. So 2532 units and 25. We got a couple calls of shots fired. First ticket is given Lemoyne and Lawler. Lawler and Lemoyne, 15 shots were heard. Sounded like it came a couple blocks away. The second ticket is given Laramie and North. Caller heard about 20 gunshots in the area. We also get Laverne and Kamerling. I'm ready, though, too. And they said a possible white four-door vehicle with tents was involved as well, and they fled southbound on Laramie from Laramie and Hirsch.
Fled. Maybe it was the ops. I don't know. Maybe it was the ops. 4 or 5 people shot. I think it's 4, at least according to the scanner. Let me refresh this page. Let me play the live audio dispatch they're saying. And let me refresh this page here, too. See if they have anything new on there. Now it doesn't want to load. Amazing. Put that address in.
And for units on LeClaire, just the FYI, fire is on the EMS plan 1.
LeClaire Avenue. LeClaire. I need a cup of coffee, though.
2534.
2534.
This guy, can I put this DL on the ticket? It's the elderly resident that lives on the top floor. Sam 410-7806-0640.
10-4, was this one of the victims, or is this someone that lives in the residence?
Nah, she just lives upstairs. We can make her a witness.
All right, 10-4.
513.
13.
Yeah.
Soldier.
30 minutes ago, I guess it was a different. This is just like usual stuff, I guess, in California. I mean, not California, Chicago, it seems like. 30 minutes ago, at a different location, report of man brandishing assault rifle at a person near Christ the King. Yo! I guess religion or God means nothing over there, even though it's lit up with churches on every corner. I guess you have a liquor store on every corner and you have a church on every corner. Wow. New Baptist Home Church. Mandel United Methodist Church. Chicago, Christ King. I think the app froze on me. Okay. That is crazy, man. But good morning. I want to check in with you guys.
5073 in the intersection with the driver's side handles all pulled off.
They're talking about the car that fled. That's the description,
All right,
I guess.
we'll run that plate.
I think they're talking about the vehicle.
So it's going to be in the intersection of LaPorte and Palmer.
So far, I got you on LaPorte and Palmer. And 22, you copy?
We're still on the way.
All right, and 2523, just use caution. We're getting a ticket now of a person with a gun, but they're giving LaPorte and Armitage. Armitage and LaPorte, the caller says 2 male blacks left 2 cars in the middle of the street and got out with guns running.
Damn.
No direction of flight, no clothing descriptions. So just use caution. And 22, you copy?
Where does the car come back to?
I hear it is. Okay. Oh, they disabled the original post.
Comes back to a 2016 Acura sedan to a Crystal Taylor 2007 North LaPorte. It's clear. Valid.
Alpha 72, landed 47.
72 is 852.
Chicago. School starts in 2 weeks for you guys? Wow. 9 hours ago. No, that happened this morning. Just
Hey, Dan, can you go and try to get the owner of this car over there on LaPorte? Yeah, give me a minute.
this morning, alert page reported on it too. A multi-victim shooting. 4 adult victims, all red. All red means what? Like critical or something? Or what does that mean? All red tags. All red tags.
Yeah, and also when you're driving, can you drive from Grand? Because in the far distance towards Grand on LaPorte, I see a silver car with their flashes on, just in the middle.
Suspects fled. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if they find them. What's up? Chiba, how you doing? What grade? 4th. 4th, man. 4th. Back to the routine. Yeah, red means immediate life-threatening injuries.
Just checking in. We don't have any white Honda Accords in the area of Armitage or LaPorte, correct?
Hey, I'm going the wrong way on LaPorte. I'm going to see that car with the flashers on it. Click's going to do the talking from the black car, something about the door handle, and I'm going to see what kind of car that is down there flashing.
Wait a minute.
All right, 22 is checking on that second car. The first one was I don't think it was a white Honda, but let me double check. The first one was a black Acura.
Fix that. A couple things I got to fix real quick. Then we got that. Okay, fix the citizen. Okay.
Yeah, and that black Acura may be the one that was in 15, because I remember 1512 saying something about not having a door. From 132 North Menard, it was a black Acura that fled eastbound, but it was an RDX. 2523, you got an RDX?
Oh, it's a 4-door smaller sedan, Acura, what is this, a TLX.
Oh, okay, 10-4. Not related.
2522.
2522.
So at Armitage and LaPorte, we got the Kia that's running here. I haven't looked at it yet. Zebra 70216. Silver Kia. Got the music on, engine's running. I'm going to take a look.
10-4.
The violence. Let me see if I can try to get that thing again here.
Yeah, I could see through the window the ignition pop, I'm not touching it until we determine this is just a dump or it's part of the shots fired with Click's car down the street.
All right, and that one is coming back stolen. Zebra 70216. It's a straight steal.
Black means dead. Red
All right,
critical.
what's
Yellow
Click's
stable.
black one doing up the
Hey,
street?
Murphy. Good morning.
What's the status on that place?
I'm good, man. Can't
That
complain.
one was clear. That one is not coming up hot at all.
All right, so as far as the shooting goes, no silver Kia involved? Is that all right?
Right, it was a white Honda. And that black Acura is coming back to 2007 North LaPorte if you want to check and see if the owner knows the whereabouts of her vehicle.
That's Mama's vehicle. They probably used Mama's vehicle. I wouldn't be surprised. Mama's
Crystal
vehicle.
Taylor.
I love my mother.
Got it.
Thank you, Mama. We're just gonna do a robbery and shoot multiple people. Mass shooting. Mama.
Austin 3-3 again.
1633. Can I get a quick first order in 16, please?
Absolutely, 10-4. Austin 3-1. 31. Simulcast is busy. We get a person with a gun. 324. Stop on Cicero. That's 324 on Cicero at Windy City.
They say the crime is down, right?
Cicero, so we'll let 11 know as well. 2 unknown males, like Juvies, followed the caller from the gas station at Jackson and Cicero to this address. Both was wearing blue masks. One had on a gray jacket. One had on a black sweater. She claims she saw a gun on one of them. Crystal is your caller. That's all we have. No further.
I don't care. They do. I mean, not that they're school today, but they'll do it by an elementary school. I don't.
Hey, Dan. $2523. Can't move with 2522.
10-4. 2522 for the mobile.
Okay, they updated the thing. That's why I couldn't find it.
Yeah, go ahead. I got hold of the family member of the owner
Oh,
of the
there's
car.
video too now. There's no live right
Did you hear
now.
some loud reports sounds by you over there? No, I got this car running behind me with the music real loud. We're secure here. Nothing going on.
A little bit of
Okay,
video.
99.
What the scene looks like right now.
The owner will be coming down by you in a second.
A 10, 11 second clip video.
Can't
really see much though, but you see cops out there. Looks like ambulance, crime scene tape. They updated the listing for citizen, so it says now 4 people shot, multiple casings recovered. Okay, maybe that's why I couldn't find it again. Maybe because they were updating it. Oh yeah, they looks like they updated the location. So I mean, it's right by this park. For some reason, this keeps freezing on me. Try that new update. Police are confirming. Okay, police are confirming that all 4 shooting victims are adults. 2 ambulances on the scene. Requested with 2 more requested for the 4 people. Okay, so there's a little bit of updates here. Police have recovered a weapon in the vestibule during their investigation. Where did they find the weapon? 2 in the stairs.
My Zebra Kia is straight steel, so I can get out of the middle of the street, right?
10-4, yeah, it's coming back a straight steal.
All right, I'll work this end of it, and I guess 23 is going to work the black car up the street.
Okay. I'm going to, let me see here. Let me pause the live broadcast for a second. The scanner.
25 simulcasts.
Let's just see if any will be missed, if anything, in between here, because they're giving some details. Police are investigating reports of a shooting involving 3 people with blood found on the front steps. Oh, okay. We're getting some more information of 1449 North LeClaire Avenue.
LeClaire, 1449 North LeClaire. We're getting a ticket that says 3 people shot. So first unit on scene that's checking the area, just let us know. 1449 North on LeClaire. I don't know if it's inside or outside, but it's in apartment 1.
Well, there's blood on there's a lot of blood on the front steps here.
All right, we're getting a lot of blood on the front. Right.
Okay, so we have a lot of blood on the front steps. I'm going to pull up this address here in a second, too. The address reported for the incident changed. That's why I couldn't. I had the initial link, and then they updated it, and so it kind of changed it a bit to the different location. So this is the actual location. Police received the report of a foul odor too. What's going on here?
3-1, if you don't turn out anything on Augusta, I'm going to stack this generic 837 North on LeClaire about a foul odor at that location. It's anonymous.
Foul odor. I wonder if they're going to blow up the place or light it up with gas or something. Okay.
13, stand by 1 second. For units that's heading over to LeClaire, 1449 North LeClaire, we're getting a ticket that says 3 people shot. So first unit on scene that's checking the area, just let us know. 1449 North on LeClaire. I don't know if it's inside or outside, but it's in apartment 1.
Well, there's blood on there's a lot of blood on the front steps here.
All right, we're getting a lot of blood on the front.
So I wonder if the people that got shot, were they just hanging out in front of the house, outside? You know, I'm thinking like the Boys in the Hood type of thing. Were they hanging outside, or did the people actually enter the house and start the shooting? I guess it would maybe outside. I don't know. Or were they running outside and they started
One
beating
shot.
up?
33, that's 32 talking.
All right, can we get a unit on scene, 1449 North LeClaire with 32?
We got one man down in the vestibule area, squad.
All right, 1 man down in the vestibule area.
2533, start rolling and
There's one female or a shot here. 2 males, 1 female.
All right, there's combined 2 males and 1 female shot, 1449 on LeClaire. 2510, I'm going to have you. All right, can we get a unit on scene?
PS confirmed 3 people, 2 men and a woman have been shot, which obviously they update to 4 people. And then it says, let's see, blood splatter.
Back here too in the rear. 2515. We got blood splatter back here too in the rear. With 25, we're going to check out the basement.
In the rear too?
All right, blood in the rear per 2515, and him and 23 is going to check the basement. Who else is with you? 15, because we don't have a 25.
2533, I'm with 15. And we got one more person in the rear here. Ready to go in the basement.
All right, can we get another person in the rear, 1449 North LeClaire, so they can check the basement?
2515. We got blood splatter back here too in the rear.
There's blood everywhere. The whole house, the front, the back, the rear. I don't know about the basement.
On his lower body, and a female shot in her leg. Both in the vestibule area.
All right, 1 male shot in the lower body and a female is shot in the leg. And where's the other male shot?
The male is shot in his lower body, and a female.
Okay. Any shell casings? Police securing the area. Crime scene. Found about 7 shell casings near the steps. Police confirm 4 people were shot. They're saying Honda though. Honda Accord white. Oh, Honda Accord white.
All right, we've got 4 confirmed shots. We'll put on the ticket. And they're all adults.
2502. Unknown.
Unknown if they're all adults. All right, 10-4. Sam, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'd try to get out of here. I mean, there's violence everywhere. You go anywhere, there's violence, even in nice areas. But, you know, Chicago, this is just what you hear. I'm surprised people even still call the cops. It seems like it's such a usual, common thing over there. Let me see if there's any. I just want to see if there's new video. Okay, only 1 video so far. And again, I'll put the live scanner. But it's just crazy, you know, right by an elementary school. Okay, right by an elementary school. What this is. Are more videos? Oh, that's okay. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Right by an elementary school. We got 2 churches. I mean, if I zoom in, there's probably even more that we're not seeing. Who knows what else? What else is there? For people. Yeah, right by the school. I guess there's like a neighborhood right by the school. Look at this. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Oh, that was 6 weeks ago, this brandishing firearm. Okay, a lot of this stuff here is outdated. Some of it's outdated, except for what we're doing now this morning. Okay, let me put the live scanner on. And again, I just kind of wanted to tap in with you guys, let you know I'm alive. Not that anybody was looking for me, but I mean, I post on X a lot. But I'm alive, just been taking care of stuff. But I'm ready. I'm getting ready, especially now that we're getting back into the routine. You know, kids are going back to school. It hasn't been too busy anyway, though. It's been a little quiet as far as news wise. Hasn't been too much craziness. Let's see what else they're saying. I haven't seen any news talking about it at all yet. I'm not surprised. Well, it's kind of like the weekend. Sometimes the news is kind of lax, but also I feel like this is, I don't know, maybe it's like so normal over there in Chicago. We're not getting out of bed for this. We'll report it later in a press conference. Maybe they're thinking that. I don't know. Let's see if they're still.
Are we using 1449 North LeClaire as the address, the event address?
Let's see if they're still searching.
13, sorry, you broke up. Can you repeat?
2513, did you copy the RD? Is John King 366166? That's 366166. Your event is 04532. 04532.
99, thank you.
It's too early. People out there sleeping probably too. Well, it's not really early. I mean, it's 10:37. I don't know. But yeah, supposedly the suspects fled in a white vehicle. Multiple people shot, and I thought it was a drive-by.
25, the original caller from 2925 North Costner is calling back. Says 3 male blacks in a white Kia pulled a gun on them. Again, details to follow. Says the offenders were now last seen heading northbound.
They did find a weapon though. Oh yeah, I was going to type in this address. I want to see what the house looks like too. Let me get the address. Let's get the address for that. A lot of craziness going on still, though, man. Everywhere. Up early, man. They should be going to church. Going to church. I don't know. Taking care of the kids. If they got kids, take care of the kids. Take care of the kids. Should be making breakfast. Waking up, having a cup of coffee. What the hell's up with these people? It's like gardening. Why aren't they gardening? Maybe that's what they should do. Gardening programs. They'd probably get shot at the garden, though. They probably get shot in the gardens. People shoot the cemetery. The cemeteries. But I was going to say funerals. They shoot up funerals. You can't even respect people putting their family and loved ones to rest. Damn.
All right, for units 25, simulcast is still busy. We're getting a ticket of a person with a gun, another ticket of a person with a gun. Fullerton and Lockwood and Fullerton. Per the anonymous caller, male Hispanic in a white tank top, driving a white Kia with dark tints, pointing a gun at another vehicle. Caller thinks they may be driving around the Belmont Cragen area, last seen headed northbound. That's all we have. No further.
They're probably not going to find the suspects. Probably, you know what I'm saying? Let me get the address. Thank you for the super chat. He said, I'm going to read the super chat in a second. Let me just pull up this address first.
2523.
2523.
For this Acura, I'm going to do theft and recovery, so can we get a 0930 on this?
10-4. And 23, your ID is going to be John King, 366211. That's 366211. Your event is 04624. 04624. And what address are you using?
2200 on North LaPorte, right in the intersection.
All right, so far.
You can't even read the addresses on these houses. Maybe that's intentional. I'm going to show you in a second what I'm looking at. This is from 2024, the images. So this is the front. Thank you for the super chat. Phyllis says, stop the propaganda. You don't give a damn about Chicago. 7 people were just killed on a beach in Russia from a drone from Ukraine. 3
and
children.
2522 for information.
Cover that.
22, what do you got?
I appreciate that.
Did you want us to call the owner for this zebra plate, or did you already make contact?
I'm on the phone with him now. We're trying to get him over here.
All right, perfect. All right, so far.
Crazy.
31.
Austin 31.
Well, I don't do too much overseas. Sometimes I cover overseas. Most of my stuff is like within the U.S. most of the time, but sometimes I did some of the Lebanon and Iran. I did some of that stuff. We did it for like almost a week and a half. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I care more about what happens here. You know, but I still, it's still, you know, it's still important what's going on overseas. Of course, I think, you know. And there's some people that do that all the time. They'll cover those stories and stuff. But let's see. Is this the address? One. I think it's one of these. I think it might be this one. It's just some of these you can't even read the shit. Maybe that's intentional. I don't want nobody showing up to my house driving by and shit. So we're just gonna scrub out the address. It's not like we're opening the mail anyway. I'm tired of this mail bullshit. So I'm scrubbing out the address. But it might be this one here, one of these. You get an idea what the area looks like. Damn. Let me see if they haven't updated nothing here. Okay, let's into the scanner a little bit. Yeah, I'm not opposed. My Twitch audio is cracked. Is it really? I'm gonna have to check it out. That's some weird audio stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Is both plates on that vehicle?
Confirm.
All right.
Oh, there's horrible things happening everywhere, man. Everywhere.
1531.
Austin 3-1.
Mileage is 396.
America first, Mel.
10-4,
Don't lie to us,
9-12.
but he's trying. Oh, it sounds garbled. I'm kicking all that. Let me listen. That's so weird. You see Rumble, you get. It's always something, I guess, huh? Let me check out. Is Rumble people saying that? YouTube is fine. Your audio is cracking bad on mic. Okay, I have to check. Then something's going on with the other streaming place.
All right, and 2524 for information. Or 2520, are they being held down on LeClaire? Are they on the crime scene or something?
Well, they're over here right now. They figure it out. I mean, you know.
All right.
It's always something, right? Because today's not YouTube, but it's all the other places.
Austin 24.
Austin 24.
Can we get a callback?
10-4. You know what? It's no callback. It was transferred from the fire side. I guess they called from the firehouse and had them to request the police, but that's all the information we have.
10-4.
All right, in Williamson 25, Josh Pennant in the rap. We got the child left alone. 1639 North on Ken. Got several calls from a child that says they're home alone. We did have a unit that responded earlier. The gate was locked. We're getting a person with a gun, 2925 North on Carson. He called a couple times about the males with a gun, that put a gun on them. We're also getting another person with a gun, Fullerton and Lockwood and Fullerton, male Hispanic, white tank top, driving a white Kia with dark tints, pointing the gun at another vehicle. Believes they're riding around in the area. Got a robbery just occurred. Probably the same people in the white.
Could it be the same people? Is that what we're saying?
Kia.
I'm gonna listen to the audio.
And Barry, College State's 2 males robbed him. They hit him in the head. They took his wallet, fled in the white Kia SUV with tents towards the Belmont. And we're getting a disturbance 7170 on Grand, as well as a auto accident PD only 5407 West on Lemoyne. Those are Josh Pennant 25.
So, what do you want us to take care of first?
Okay, what unit is that? You got cut out.
We were cutting each other off. 2524. We're all clear. What you got for us?
All right, 2-4, if you could check this area of this
Let me
person
try
with the gun.
something.
They're riding around in the area. The first caller called from 2925 North Costner. He wants to speak to the police. His name is Rafi. He said he was 3 males riding around with guns. They were in a white Kia with tents. And we're also getting Barry and Costner. Got another robbery victim. Same males, same vehicle. Just use caution. They are armed. But I'll send you the 2925 on Costner first.
10-4, we'll take care of it.
Austin 3-2.
Austin 3-2.
The name I just ran. Can you clear on the ticket, please?
Austin 3-2, 10-4.
Sorry, 23.
2523.
I know we're going to 2144 on North LeClaire. The caller, Roberto. Do you want to give him a call and just alliterate what he needed before I came upon this car?
Simper. Yeah, we'll call him back.
Mic check. For Rumble and all the other places.
I got a voicemail for Roberto.
Alrighty, 99. I'm going to go towards 22 over there, and then I'm going to head out to the station to wrap up this recovery.
Simper. Austin 3-3.
1533.
33, can you take this reassignment for me? It came in that the criminal damage to property just occurred. Hopefully they still on scene. Laramie and Chicago and Laramie. It was a CTA bus. CTA called it in. The bus was standing westbound. Male black with a white shirt, blue jeans, threw a brick at bus 8654, shot at the window. They said the offender left or got on another CTA bus. It was bus 8671. It's got some time on it. That's all we have.
99.
Yeah, sorry about that on the other platform. I guess I'll have to figure it out after the stream. We'll have to figure it out after
Austin 31 landed, 399 on the mile.
Austin 31, 920 on the car. All right, and 2524. Go ahead, 24.
Can we get an ambulance 4408 West Berry for this victim? He got hit bad, pretty bad, and he came from the mouth.
10-4. All right, 2524, just use caution. Looks like they may still be in the area. 2930 North Costner. We're getting another call of a person with a gun. Rollo is the caller, said he was outside, the male with a mask, dark clothes with a gun in a white truck, pulled up on him. He said they fled southbound, so just use caution over there.
So they're still driving around, just pulling out their gun on random
people?
They come
over here saying it's a white Kia SUV that robbed them.
Yeah, that's the same description of all of the person with the guns over there. 10-4, we'll put it on there. It was a white Kia SUV with tent. Hey, 2502 Sam.
2502 Sam.
Hey, can you check the area over there, the 2900 block of Costner, if we got pods, or Berry and Costner, see if you can get a plate. It's a white Kia SUV with tents. Some males with guns robbing people in that area.
Yeah, 2502 Sam, copy that. We're going to start reviewing here.
$1513.
Unit coming in.
Austin 13.
13.
Yeah, so I need to notify one of my sergeants that's going to be at bonfire stabbing. And if you could just cross-reference the event that I'm on with the one from last night. And the victim's giving me an address of 500 North Lawler.
10-4, available Sergeant at 15.
20 Adam? 10 Adam, I'm sorry.
10 Adam, did you copy 13 got a bonafide person stabbed? It was related to that 10-1 from last night. He said it happened at 500 block or 500 North on Lawler.
I don't know.
All right.
This is going to be a fair condition. He's got one puncture wound to the left flank, so he's okay. And then can you add his DL to my ticket? It's going to be the victim's info. Henry 62053404282.
10-4, we put that other that 10-1 information in your ticket, and we'll cross-reference it.
99. And also, would you really let me know what CFD ambulance transported our victims to Mount Sinai? He said he got picked up from 4932 West Erie around approximately 06:20 hours.
4932 on Erie 10-4. We'll look it up, somebody.
Thank you.
All right, and it was ambulance 15 that transported.
99.
5628 on zone 12.
5628 on zone 12.
Let's go clear some from that. We're going to go to another one in 11. I'll switch over to zone 10. Thank you.
10-4.
2524.
2524.
So it's going to be a bona fide armed robbery. Can we get one for 031 Adam?
All right, 2524, take John King, 366231. That's 366231. Your event is 049.
Did you I don't have nothing to say. Did you know? I don't have nothing to say. Get out of my face.
How did you make an $800,000
Get out of my face. I need something to you, baby. Get you some shoes that look good. Get you some shoes that look good. Okay. Don't worry about it. Where about your uniform you got on?
Okay.
Yeah. She has no comment. At this point, she has no comment on the advice of counsel.
Oh, I was muted the whole time. Oh my God. So, God, fuck my life. I was reading Brandon's super chat about the funeral home in Chicago, and I thought he was talking about this person, but this is actually Houston, Texas. There's this trans person, funeral home operator. I don't know how this person pulled it off. We'll check out the Chicago thing too. This person forged documents transferring millions over to themselves from a dead person. And they're also saying that human organs, authorities raided one of the locations and found human organs in a bucket. His business also had $716,000 contract with Harris County. Harris County. Yo, contracts with the city. He transported bodies in rented U-Hauls. Bro. Check out the attitude on this person.
Did you I don't have nothing to say.
Did you know?
I don't have nothing to say. Get out of my face.
How did you make an $800,000
Get out of my face. I need something to you, baby. Get you some shoes that look good.
Ooh, she say, get you some shoes, broke bitch. She told to the reporter, get you some shoes.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Where about your uniform you got on?
Okay.
Yeah. She has no comment. At this point, she has no comment on the advice of counsel. I'm not going to allow her to make any kind of statement.
Did you forge those documents?
Did your mother forge them?
Yo, this is insane. Did your mother forge them?
Did your mom forge them?
Where did that
Maybe your mom forged them. Come on out of the way, baby. Get out of the way.
Organs
Get out of the way. They were for you to eat for lunch. Stupid bitch. They were for you to eat.
Did you
I don't have nothing to say.
Crazy. I'm just gonna mention some random stories while we wait. Like I said, I don't know if they're really gonna capture. We'll see if these people keep going around pulling out their gun on people, because they're saying that supposedly there's multiple reports of whoever these people are that did this shooting that shot 4 people. Multiple people are saying somebody pulled out a gun on us, somebody pulled out a gun on me. Now they're saying it's like a Kia. First they were saying like a white Honda. Now they're saying Kia. I don't know. Maybe it looks similar to one of those vehicles. We'll see if they actually catch these people. I'm going to talk about the decomposing bodies that you were just talking about in a second or in a minute. There's another story too that's kind of taking. I don't know if it's taking. There's a story that's kind of interesting. I don't know too much about it. I remember somebody mentioned it to me in passing. I just haven't had time to check it out. And they're saying that a black woman was found dead, hanging from a tree behind a vacant home in Mississippi, and the family is demanding investigation. How long till Ben Crump gets on this? A 29-year-old woman was found dead, hanging from a tree behind an abandoned home in Mississippi. Her grief-stricken community is demanding a thorough probe into her death. Tasia Fortune's body was discovered in Jackson August 3rd. Her corpse has been there for over 3 to 4 days. Wow. All right, then it was confirmed. Authorities have not determined her cause of death and are waiting for autopsy results. The department did not immediately comment. Okay. Authorities have not indicated that they suspect any foul play, but local and national figures are calling for justice. Justice, no peace, with some pointing to the state's history of lynchings in the 19th and 20th century. So this is, people are going to be very, upset and captivating and all that stuff. You should have said on camera a contract with Harrison. Oh, yes. That's what I said that when I was muted. That a contract with the Harris County. That's what's wild about this person, the trans person. A contract, and that they were moving the bodies, transporting bodies, and rented U-Hauls. And she, honey, let's get this U-Haul. Let's make this money. Okay, they're gonna send me their family love. Okay, we're gonna rent this U-Haul till they drag all these bodies. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna look over about the decomposing bodies. Let me play a little bit of the live scanner for a second. I'm coming to life with the coffee. Play a little bit of live scanner. And let me look at this whole thing with the decomposing bodies. Chicago, baby. Chicago. I don't know if you guys saw too. The only reason I look at the women's NBA sometimes, like clips, the only reason, not that I watch men's anyway either, but is for Sophie. I like Sophie Cunningham. She's causing a stir with these people with the basketball, and like they're saying all this, it's racism and whatever. They say she has white privilege and all this stuff. And so yesterday, well, I saw this clip yesterday. I don't know when exactly it happened, but there's this basketball player. Her name, I don't know. She goes by DeJounte. She came in, and I believe this was totally intentional. I don't think this was like by accident or like, oh, my bad, foul play. A foul.
Face coming down, trying to prevent the layup.
Oh! Took her down.
Hard hit. That's definitely going to be upgraded, I think, to a flagrant 2, Ryan.
I think that is going to be a flagrant 2.
I would have punched her. No, just kidding.
There is wind up. There is follow through. There's potential for injury.
Without
Sophie
question.
Cunningham in a vulnerable position in the air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, she didn't even look at Sophie at all. She just came. I guess she was looking at the ball, but I don't know. Maybe it was an accident. What do you guys think? That was just an accident? She didn't even look at her. Even when she knocked her ass over, and she fell down, she could have cracked her head open. This lady didn't even look down. So that's a big story. White privilege. The lady posted on X. She came back and posted white privilege after this happened. I'd say black privilege. That should be black privilege there, but excuse me. Anyway, so the decomposing. What's going on here? So there was a story in August for more than 50 decomposing bodies. Reports say 56 or 57 at the South Chicago Chapel. Another church? Another church? Chapel. Let's see. Can I type in the address over here? Let's see if I can. No official updates on the shooting, but let me see. Can we get the chapel? If I get the chapel up. Oh. Police and Illinois state regulators went to the funeral home Thursday, August 6th. Oh, this is really recent, to investigate the licensing issue. They found dozens of bodies stored in unrefrigerated areas under deplorable conditions, including rodent infestation, maggot infestation, various stages of who do these bodies belong to?
We got a couple calls. If you guys check out this disturbance, 5745 on Huron. Ms. Duncan is the caller. She's having a dispute with a female neighbor whose dog is in the rear of the location. She's refusing to move the dog so the caller can get out. She called a couple of times. That's all we have.
10-4.
Early for all these problems. There's a couple other things too I wanted to just run through real quick. Stories, but I'm still looking into this Chicago thing. I wanted to see if I can pull it up on Citizens. I was kind of curious. Maybe there's any kind of pictures or whatever, but 2939 East 95th Street. Maybe this is it right here.
2522.
2522.
Can you clear the hot file on the Kia? Return to owner, both plates are on it. I'll come clear after I submit this stuff.
All right, so far we'll clear it out.
I wonder if New York posted a article on it. Damn, bro, that shit looks crazy. Let's take a look.
We're at the South
Chicago Chapel.
Chicago Chapel, where there have been multiple reports made by residents, also community advocates about the stench and the smell coming from this location. These complaints obviously were ignored. We don't know how long this has been going on, but we do know over 50 decomposing bodies were found at this location, which is alarming.
There's been like a really bad smell that's been constantly during the weekends or when there's
Let me guess, it's next to a school and a church, probably too.
Funerals there. It's a really strong smell that it makes you want to vomit at times. I went to a friend's sibling's funeral there a few weeks ago, and I went with my mom, and she said that there was a really bad chemical smell coming from the place.
I found out all this was going on the day of my mom's funeral services here at South Chicago Chapel.
That's what I'm wondering. So for the people, for loved ones, if your loved one passes away, what happened to all these people? Nobody's checking on them. They're not burying them. Are these, is this with all the violence that's going on, people are just being left behind, or people can't afford it maybe, or where do all these bodies come from? Who are all these bodies?
They have taken my mom to the City of Chicago morgue, and they're going to be doing autopsies on all the decomposed bodies. So I was told in 1 to 2 days I will be getting a call to come in to verify my mom. I didn't think I would ever have to see mama.
That's crazy, man.
Mama again. So this is opening up another door, and I thought the door was closed.
You think when you die or cross over, you want to be treated with respect. We never hear things like this happening in other neighborhoods, other communities, and we would feel that our loved ones that cross over get the same respect too. So
that's pretty crazy. I guess there's a lot of money to be made in this, and maybe not a lot of oversight. We're just making money. The radio's quiet too. Another thing. There's another thing. For those of you might have heard of Asmongold. You might have not. I don't know if you guys know who Asmongold is. Some of you guys might know. I've played his clips a lot of times. He's a big social media person, big person on Twitch and YouTube and all these other places. And he was banned on Twitch, which is, I guess, he gets a lot of views on YouTube, but I guess is where he streams is Twitch. Twitch is his home place. And he got banned because of his thoughts on the invasion. I forgot what country. What country was that? Let me see. He says it over here. I was listening this morning. He was talking about his health at first. At first, he was talking about two different things. One, he had a health scare. His dad, I thought he died of pancreatitis cancer or something, or had it or something. I don't know. He was talking about the health scare, and he said that he had woken up one morning and he saw the reflection and notifications, and he saw he was banned for 2 weeks while going through this health scare, and he saw the suspension. He was like, "Oh, thank God." He was kind of because now I can take time off and not feel bad for not streaming, which is kind of funny because when I don't stream, I feel like that too sometimes. If I'm gone too long. It made me think of, I remember back when I had a regular job at one of the first hospitals that I worked. I remember there was this one job that I was getting in trouble all the time. I don't know why. I was helping everybody. I was doing shit that I didn't have to do. I was helping out on multiple floors, but that would always put me in some kind of precarious situation. And so they would sometimes suspend me. And I was really good at that job. But it was very it was weird because there was this one lady that kind of came in, a new manager. I feel like she was racist. I really feel like she was. She She was black, but I don't think she liked Spanish or white or anything like that. She was just messing with people. It was crazy. Anyway, so when I would get suspended, I'd be like, no problem. On my Facebook, where I had my coworkers, I'd go to the beach. I'd be posting pictures of the beach. I'd go to the bar, get a drink, because I knew the managers were going to see that. So I kind of related with the whole suspension thing. But anyway, he talks about the reason he got suspended on Twitch. He was talking about the border problem, the border situation. Let's see here. Was it Spain? I'm trying to remember. I don't know where it was. I'll have to look into this. That story I should have covered. You want to talk about overseas? I should have covered that story.
If you have that many people pouring over your military invasion.
Where we at? I got to look into that invasion that happened. Everybody remember? I don't know what the name of it, where that happened.
And kids is effectively human shields in order to. Second part is going to be about why I got suspended. So I got suspended because and just to add some context, because this has been very editorialized on the on Twitter and everything like this. But basically what I said was that so Cuba, which is and a little bit of geography here. So Spain is like on the top of the Mediterranean Sea. Strait of Gibraltar is like right here, Spain, right? And so underneath that is Morocco. And in the very, very tip of Morocco, there's a city that's owned by Spain, and it's been owned by Spain for hundreds of years. This isn't like something that's new. This isn't like a recent occupation. This has been going on for since before it's like the Ottoman Empire time days, right? I don't know. I remember reading the date that it happened, but it was like literally hundreds of years ago. So they've had this city. It's called Cuba for a long time. City has a population of about 80,000 people, and 40 to 60,000. Obviously, just by the nature of this, it's not really verified how many. Random migrants just all came over in about basically 1 day's time into this small city. Now, this has, in my opinion, like in any other point in history, this would be viewed as a military invasion because, of course, the overwhelming majority of these people are military-aged men. And so what I said is that I think that if you have that many people pouring over your border and you just can't deal with it all, like you can look at the footage of this and it literally looks like it's World War Z. It looks like looks like a battlefield, right? It's like a hell on earth type situation. There's trash everywhere and everything. I think I'm straight up. I think you should shoot these people, right? I mean, I believe that. I do. I mean, this is a violent military invasion into a city.
And if you guys haven't seen the clip, let me just show you what was going on. Like these people, it was pretty crazy. This is a story. I don't know. Maybe I was sick when this was happening. I'm not sure. This is one I should have covered, but you see this happening. So there was like this mass surge, okay, of like they say supposedly between 50,000 and 60,000 people, mostly young Moroccan men, and but there was also some women and children, and they surged into Cuba from neighboring Morocco. Many of them swam or used inflatables, while others climbed through the barriers and land crossings. They ended up deploying military and extra police. They say dozens died. Estimates 30 to 60 people from drowning or crushing. These people, trying to swim, I guess, or crushing each other, pushing through. Let's see. Spain called it a violation of territorial integrity and blamed it on traffickers, misinformation. And supposedly they reported multiple break-ins into homes and buildings, people climbing through the windows, converging or attempting to enter supermarkets, a lot of robbery, groups using hammers and whatever they can to break into places. I don't know if any local citizens died, but that's anyway, he was giving his opinion on that.
And after they got into the city, obviously these people were smashing out windows. They were obviously, you know, breaking into stores, stealing things out of stores. I saw like one video. It's always hard to know like what's real and what's not. But I saw a video and it's like, if you ever watch Troy, like whenever like a fucking Brad Pitt as Achilles like stabbed the dude in the neck at the beginning of the movie, that's like what happened. Like one of these like migrants seemingly stabbed the random citizen in the neck with this knife, right? And they killed this person, I'm assuming, right? Or at least they're in critical condition. So basically the city is being terrorized by a mass invasion of military-aged migrants that have come over for, you know, various different reasons. And people were saying that you couldn't do that because, well, there might be kids in the crowd. And my response to that is that you should shoot them anyway. You should do this anyway. And it doesn't matter really what the collateral damage is. You should defend your borders, especially when you're being invaded by such a massive force of people. So this never really was a conversation about like, you know, baseline immigration enforcement. It was never about like, you know, using kids or anything like that. But the reality is that with a lot of these third world countries and a lot of their cultures in the world, if you use a Western frame of reference to look at the values and the morality of the third world people like this, you're going to render yourself blind. You will not understand their theory of mind. They don't look at things the way that you do. That's why Joseph Kony has his child army, and there was Kony 2012 and everything. That never really went away, by the way.
So that's basically, I guess, why they banned him over there, which, you know, Twitch has banned, I mean, it hasn't banned Hasan. Hasan, Piker has said way more like egregious things. This was him just giving his opinion on the border that, you know, to stop them, maybe he would have started shooting or whatever. I mean, eventually they got it under control, I guess. I mean, I haven't checked the status update, you know, I don't know. It seems like it because they were talking about it one day, now nobody's talking about it. I think even Nick Shirley went out there.
Of Spain's North African enclave in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants.
I mean, you can't let the border get run over like this, you know?
Break through the fence and completely overwhelm the border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore another way, some of them wading in the water as they break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have complete freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no.
And apparently this was Nick Shirley. It says Nick Shirley in Spain chased by a man with a knife and throwing some stuff at him. Let's take a quick look at that real quick. I also want to show you guys the Hasan Piker thing. It's going viral now. Hasan
Town
Piker.
with the citizen vigilante Mancia. However, within minutes, we were chased out. So now people here to feel safe, they're walking around with their dogs because Muslims do not like dogs.
Quita la cámara. Take the camera. Grab the camera. Come here. Come here.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Now we got people throwing stuff at us. ¿Qué hizo? Look, he's got the rocks now. He's throwing rocks. Oh shit! They're throwing rocks.
I wouldn't be playing around in these countries, and I would pay for some kind of armed detail. We got to walk around with guns. I'm going to stab you both.
No.
One guy there.
Look, now we're getting chased. He has a knife.
Yeah, what's the security? Is that his security with him? Security look just as scared.
He's got a knife. He's got a knife.
Security left him.
Just like that.
We got the cops.
We have finished our mission.
Damn, I didn't know Nick Shirley was out there. Nick Shirley. So let me show you the Hasan stuff, because there's a clip going viral of this guy. This guy has said all kinds of crazy stuff. This guy is like allegedly tortured animals on stream, but they, you know, he's denied it. They say no, it wasn't a shock. I'm not even gonna get into all that already because we already talked about that before. But he's done all kinds of stuff that, like, you know, the dog has to stay in a corner. There's like a little area the dog has to stay in some little corner, and the dog's a part of his backdrop. Like, let's say like I had a dog right there on a little square couch. He's a part of the backdrop, and if he moves anywhere off of that backdrop, he has to sit there for 10 hours a day. If that dog moves, it looked like a shock collar to me, but they were saying it's a vibrate thing. And honestly, we don't even have to talk about, do you feel a shock collar is okay or not? We'll just leave that out of it. You don't even have to have a dog in a place. He's just a part. He's not. It's like an inanimate object. He's not even fucking. Trying to think of the word, but I can't. A life, a cognizant being. There's another word for it, but he's just a part of the backdrop, a decoration. God forbid that dog moves out of the, the 2 little inch area that the dog has to stay in. But anyway, there's this viral clip, and Hasan is saying we want more immigrants to come into your countries, and they're gonna F your sisters and your daughters. We're gonna destroy the white race. Blah 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 blah.
We're gonna keep bringing in immigrants in this country on purpose, just so they can fuck your sister.
I don't think I need to play it. It's very graphic, but anyway, you get the point. But he's also like celebrated 9/11. I forgot. He has a whole bunch of stuff that he said on Twitch. He's the only person that's allowed to say all this stuff over there. And anybody else has any kind of opinion that's a little too against whatever, you're gone. You're kicked off. Crazy. Another thing I just wanted to mention too, I woke up like super early today, like 5, 6 in the morning. I woke up, I had a little breakfast. I had an energy drink, believe it or not, and I went right back to sleep. But I watched a video. This guy's name is Scary Interesting. I love this YouTube channel. Probably one of my favorites at the top YouTube channel. Scary Interesting. If you want to check him out, it has really, really good stories. There's no politics. There's no whatever. It's just stories. Really, he's a really good storyteller. There's no, and I think it was this story. Was it this one?
Outdoor get together.
I started watching this. Let me see over here. So this story, it made me think of Nolan Wells a little bit. But this story, he's here talking about this person that drowned and passed away, Jerome Moody. Now, what happened was there was this pool celebration in New Orleans. That's where I was born, Louisiana, New Orleans. They were having like this like gathering for the summer. They had like, I think 4 lifeguards. And supposedly he had said that like even maybe half of the people at this event knew how to swim. And they were celebrating a summer without drownings. Okay. And apparently, ironically, somebody drowns and dies at this event. Right. And nobody knew it. You're surrounded by people, surrounded by lifeguards. At the end of the day, after everybody's left, they find this guy at the bottom of the pool. And now something interesting that he had said, I'm going to go here. Autopsy data confirmed he had drowned. But even with that conclusion, most basic questions remain unanswered. Okay, I think it's this part.
At a party that had been held to celebrate a summer without a drowning. Now, if someone drowning at a lifeguard party sounds impossible to you, it might help to know a bit about the process that occurs when someone cannot keep themselves above water. One reason Jerome's death seems so baffling at first is that most people have the wrong idea about what drowning really looks like. The popular image many of us have in our heads is that drowning is loud and dramatic. A person is thrashing wildly, screaming for help, and making it obvious to everyone nearby that something is terribly wrong. That's usually how the movies and TV portray it anyway. Real drowning, though, usually looks nothing like that. In most cases, it's quiet, subtle, and frighteningly easy to miss, even in a crowded pool surrounded by lifeguards. A drowning person usually can't call out for help because the body's first priority is breathing, not speech. If someone is struggling just to get air, there may be no ability to shout even for a second. A drowning victim's mouth may dip below the surface and reappear above only briefly. From the deck, it could look like nothing more than a person bobbing in the water. And the same goes for arm movements. People often imagine drowning victims waving overhead, but that usually doesn't happen either. During what rescuers describe as the instinctive drowning response, a person's arms tend to extend outward and press down on the surface of the water in an effort to keep the body upright and the airway clear. They're instinctively and involuntarily trying to stay above the water, and in that state, they can't control their movements well enough to signal for help in the way people expect. From beginning to end, the whole thing may look strangely undramatic. The person often remains vertical in the water with little or no visible kick, and
I thought that was so interesting. It just made me think of Nolan. I mean, obviously this is in a pool. Nolan was in a another place in that island, which those waters are kind of rough in that island. But I think because I saw some of the commentary from people are just expecting if somebody drowns that you're going to be, help me, like they're thinking like all this shit, but that's just not the reality of it, I saw that. I just thought it was really interesting. And it's kind of crazy too that you could die surrounded by people. It's kind of that one diver, the infamous diver video, which actually he records his own death and sinks to the bottom. He was surrounded by people, but he went in there with inappropriate equipment, and he ends up being like washing kind of deeper into the ocean. It's crazy. It's the videos on YouTube, and he goes and you see his last moments, and it's just pretty wild. Very, very, very wild. There was one other story too that I thought was so crazy, but I watched it a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember which one it was. It was so crazy. Oh, this one. Was it this one? I shared it on Discord because it was so freaking good.
spread across its chest.
Was it this one? Yeah.
Them to the neighboring territory's capital, Yellowknife.
Shoot. I'm gonna get you guys this story too because the outcome is pretty crazy. Just see if I can pull it up, and then if there's anything else you guys want me to go over real quick. Sunday morning. And I gotta fix the multi-streaming. Another project to work on. By the way, I listened to the 911 calls with Tucson, Arizona, and the Nancy Guthrie. They've been posting like the I guess they FOIA the 911 calls. I was listening to it yesterday, and I feel like when I listen to those calls, I feel like some of these people have too much time on their hands. They're calling from other states, like, oh, the YouTubers are out there calling from other states, other countries in some instances. I don't know. I wasn't sure. Are they calling the 911 number? I was like, oh, these people, some of them sound mentally ill. I was like, what's wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? So let me tell you this crazy story. I'm just going to have it here. I shared it. I like to sometimes look into old stories and history sometimes. That's why I like this channel. And, the history tends to repeat itself, they say. So this story basically is a story about, it took place in November 8th, 1972, okay? A medevac plane crashed in Hotel Lake in Canadian Arctic. And it involved a Bush pilot named Martin Hartwell and his 3 passengers. Hartwell, born in Germany in 1925, had training and experience, immigrated to Canada. He was flying a Gateway Aviation Beechcraft 18. He was in Cambridge Bay after dropping off prospects when he was asked to take a medical charter to Yellowknife. The passengers were British nurse Judy Hill, 27. She was pregnant. Okay, a pregnant Enoch woman named, the passengers were British nurse Judy Hill, 27. A pregnant Enoch, 2 different people. A pregnant Enoch woman named Nimi, who was premature labor. A 14-year-old David Persayak, from Spence Bay, who had severe abdominal pain believed to be appendicitis. So there was a lady there that she was going into premature labor, I guess. And there was also a 14-year-old who had severe abdominal pain and didn't have anybody there to help him out, like medically. So they had to get a plane to fly them out. And so the weather was deteriorating. Hartwell was not instrument rated. He had limited time in the aircraft. When I remember from the story, like this company was just trying to push these pilots, like just to get out there and fly, you know, you got to get out there and fly, even though they didn't have the proper full training. And so the plane drifted off far west course and failed into the darkness. It crashed into a hillside, roughly 300 to 400 kilometers off the expected path, far away from the settlements. Judy Hill, which was the nurse, she died on impact. Nemi, the pregnant woman, died within hours from her injuries and the unborn child. Hartwell, the pilot, suffered injuries, including both of his ankles, plus other fractures. So the pilot couldn't walk. Okay. David, the young 14-year-old boy, survives, right? Now, let's see here. David had a little experience off of his home island or with tree-lined environment. He followed Hartwell's direction. So the pilot's directing the 14-year-old boy, like, how to survive, build a shelter, branches, try to start a fire. They gather materials. The 14-year-old boy is doing all this work. The pilot, he can't get up and walk, and the other two are dead. So they were melting snow, foraging. They used up the plane's rations, which lasted about, I don't know how long it lasted, plus other foods. It stretched out to roughly 3 weeks. The emergency transmitter was not effective. So let me see how this ends up going. So the search was covering the wrong areas because they went off path. And the search was called off after about 19 to 21 days, which was a cost of around $1 to $2 million, which was a record at the time. It was later resumed after intermittent signals. David grew weaker, and an attempt to find a lake for fishing led him astray for about 51 hours. He ended up dying of starvation. About 23 days after the crash, he had lost a huge amount of weight. Doctors later assessed that the energy he expended was caring for Hartwell likely shortened his life. So the 14-year-old boy, they came to the conclusion that the reason he died and died early on, well, he lasted for a while, but the reason he died was because he was helping out the pilot, take care of the pilot. Now the pilot, let me see if they show here in the video, the pilot, when they get to the scene, let me see if this guy here describes it. If this is right here.
Martin and David's rations were gone. David did what he could to source food, collecting moss, lichens, and tree bark, and setting traps and snares to catch animals, though these were largely unsuccessful. He melted snow for water, and in their desperation, the two even resorted to eating candles from the plane, melting them down and consuming the wax. A pack of cigarettes left behind on the plane provided a little distraction for the two survivors, who would chain smoke and talk late into the night to keep up morale. As the situation grew more dire, David knew he needed more than just the basics if he wanted to make it out of there alive. He was rapidly getting weaker, and having virtually run out of food, he needed to make use of the environment before weakness would completely overcome him. Among the belongings left on the plane were actually a bunch of fishing supplies. But although they had crashed near Hotel Lake, the pair were actually unaware of this, and so these supplies had sat there unused.
That's crazy. They didn't know they were by a lake the whole
with
time.
David mulling over what to do with them. Eventually, in the last few days of November, he decided to take action. He then took some provisions from the camp and made his way through the bush in search of any lake nearby. In his search, cold, lost, and without navigational equipment, he strayed further and further from the wreckage, but with no sign of water in any direction, he eventually had no choice but to turn back. 51 hours later, David re-emerged, still starving. Tragically, on December 1st, 1972, David died of starvation, with official reports listing his cause of death as despair and malnutrition. He weighed just 75 pounds or 34 kilos, having lost around half his body weight in the several weeks since the crash. He believed his end was also near. He then wrote a letter to his son Pierre back in Germany. He intended for this to be his legacy, as well as seemingly an apology for abandoning him all those years ago. It read, quote, "When you receive this letter, I will be dead. I have had an accident on November 8th, 1972, and I am still lying in the bush with broken legs. I have no more food. Please forgive me for my sins. I love you, my only son. Please contact Miss Susan Haley, care of Department of Philosophy, University of Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta. She was, for the past year and a half, a close companion. There are savings in the Imperial Bank of Commerce here in Yellowknife and Edmonton. You should have $3,000 and Susan the rest that she may pay her debts and the unpaid ones with court. I am wishing you all the best, and remember me, In my heart, I was not all that bad. And with that letter written, Martin Hartwell laid down to die, his mind and body finally giving in to the wilderness and losing all hope. Despite Martin's desperation though, Susan on the other hand was undeterred. She still had a little more fighting spirit left in her and was not planning to stop until Martin was back home. With her father by her side, she begged the search team to resume their efforts. There were some strange clues that seemed to indicate Martin's plane was still out there. Over the initial 3-week search, at times, aircraft...
So Susan was like a younger woman that was kind of like his girlfriend or companion. So she was like in her early 20s. He was like 47. She was from Nova Scotia. And the plane disappeared and she flew over to volunteer, ride or die, you know, ride or die. Sometimes these ride or die chicks will save your ass. I think that was the difference between those two politicians, the one by himself and the other one with the Asian lady. I don't know why I can't think of Lindsay. Can't even think of the names right now, but so she came looking for him. She didn't give up.
Craft would briefly land upon a distant signal that would then vanish as quickly as it had appeared. It wasn't substantial enough to provide a fixed location, but still something was out there, and with much persuasion, the team agreed to pick up where they left off in the early days of December. On December 7th, an unrelated aircraft also came upon it, but after circling around, failed to find the source. By December 9th, 2 Hercules planes were on the trail of this mystery signal, and eventually pilot Ken Moody spotted something in the tundra. He then sent down 2 paratroopers as well as a box of food for the lone survivor, fearing the others had died in the weeks prior. However, they discovered that something much more tragic had transpired. Trekking through the snow and ice, it took the 2 men over an hour to reach Martin. He was entirely alone, but in the distance, rescuers saw something that shocked them to their core. At first, they were confused. It looked like a caribou or something, but as they got closer to the camp, they realized the true horror of what lay in front of them. It was instead one of the other passengers, Judy, who had a substantial amount missing from her body. An axe was also propped up beside her. As they approached, Martin said to them, quote, "Welcome to the camp of a cannibal. The others are all gone, I'm the only one left." He had, in absolute desperation, been subsisting on the only food left since the aircraft's rations ran out. This was roughly for the past 10 days, though he hadn't touched the bodies of Nimi or David. Even more surprisingly, as a long-term vegetarian...
Yeah, that was the thing too that caught me. Long-term vegan, vegetarian, but I guess survival, you know?
Martin explained that he had discussed his decision with David and suggested the boy eat some too, but he adamantly refused. It was then that he knew that David wouldn't make it. This was the only way out.
That shit was crazy to me. The whole thing with the story, and he ended up consuming them and eating them. And there was a couple of survivor stories like that. Plane crashes or whatever in the mountains, people resort to cannibalism.
And in the end, it was what had gotten him rescued a full 31 days after he had crashed his plane into the bush. He would then be airlifted to the hospital and given another chance at life. David, on the other hand, was killed by his own kindness. Not only did he refuse to consume the others, but his dedication to Martin also played a part in his passing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Scary, interesting. You want to check them out? Wow. Including the cannibalism details. What's up, Leah? How you doing? But we'll see how, we'll see what today brings, Sunday or just this coming week. Let me see what else, anything else we got going on. Oh, let me check the shooting real quick too, if there was any updates. Any updates on the shooting? I also tweeted this morning. I said I'm not a part of any communities or cliques. Some people kind of misunderstood that or took that the wrong way, but I was talking about YouTube. There's just so much drama on YouTube with these people, and I'm just glad that I'm not like really, you know what I'm saying, apart, hand in hand with some of these people and the shit they got going on. Let's see, any updates? No updates. Just, I guess probably got away. Maybe they'll catch them at some point. I'm not a part of all the community groups or whatever, and they're on Discords and they're plotting plans and coming up with all kinds of shit and fucking each other over and doxing each other. I'm not a part of any of that shit. Let's see here. News. Is that out? Switch? We talked about Asmund Gold. Oh, by the way, this is something to look forward to. If you're into the politics stuff. If you're into the politics, I like to follow politics. I'm not like heavy into it. Obviously, when you hear me talk about it, it's just kind of like from a viewer perspective, maybe, you know, just somebody that kind of casually, but I still like it. Now, Candace and Andrew Wilson are going to be having a debate. Okay, this is huge. If you follow the Charlie Kirk thing, Charlie Kirk, the Candace Owens, and Candace Owens not believing that Tyler Robinson is the person that killed Charlie. She believes a lot of different things, and that she believes Israel's behind it. And at some point, she was saying it's the Egyptian planes, and then accused Erica Kirk of being involved in the whole TPUSA, and everybody and their mamas involved in this murder. Everyone except Tyler. Well, apparently Candace finally accepted Andrew to debate. At first he had offered $300,000 and she had like turned it down or something. And she said she wants $500,000. But then she came back and said, you know what, I'll do it for the $300,000. And then they were kind of arguing about the terms of this debate, and she was like, oh, well, we're going to debate the case that the prosecution is presenting. Because she's like, oh, you're claiming they have overwhelming evidence. And he was like, no. We're not just going to debate that. We're going to debate all the claims that you have made. We're going to talk about that shit too. So, and I think Andrew's a really good debater. I mean, I've seen a couple of times where he was kind of, but I think he's an intelligent person. He's a good debater. I think it's going to be really, really, really interesting if you're into that. I've been following the case. Charlie Kirk was fatally shot in the neck. We know that. September 10th. It's supposed to happen. I saw a tweet or something somewhere. I don't know when though. I don't know if they've set a date yet. I'll have to look and see if they set a date. I hope she actually does it. I really hope she doesn't back out. It seems like she agreed to it. Here's Nick talking about it a little bit.
Does that just... We're going to move on. We're going to dive in. Oh, the one thing I really hope... Here's the one thing I'm excited about. I'm really excited about this Candace Owens, Andrew Wilson debate. I hope it happens. Guys, we got to make this happen. Guys, fellas, what can we do to make this happen? Andrew Wilson challenged Candace Owens to a debate on the Charlie Kirk assassination. He raised $300,000 for... Does that just go to her? Does she just get all that money? He raised $300,000 for the debate. And initially she came back and said, I want $500,000. Really? She comes back with a counteroffer. She says, I want $500,000. And then she goes, never mind, I'll take the $300,000, but we have to do it at my house and you can't smoke cigarettes and blah, blah, blah. Now Andrew Wilson has all these conditions. He's like, well, no ad hominem attacks and it's got to be 3.5 hours. And so they're bickering about it on the timeline. I'm like, let's just make this happen. Let's not content cuck the audience.
Yeah, I hope it does happen. And apparently Andrew Wilson was recently on Joe Rogan. The Joe Rogan podcast 3 days ago. They posted a video 3 hours long. And during that podcast, he had talked about this. I'll play a clip. I'm not going to show it on camera because that channel, his channel copyrights the videos really strongly.
There's any possibility that if someone else killed him? Do you think there's any possibility that he was assassinated by Israel?
Well, when we're talking about possibility, almost anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
But there's not good evidence to support it, and there's probably pretty good evidence not to. So for instance, the guy was still very much of a pro-Israel guy, even up to death. It is true that he was fighting with donors about the cause and this.
But if he could have been a substantial roadblock to the Iraq war, or Iran war rather, if he was a substantial roadblock, I mean, that's not outside the realm of possibility that a nation state would take a guy like that out.
They didn't take out Fuentes. They didn't take out Owens. They didn't take out Ian Carroll. They didn't take out any of these other huge personalities who were roadblocks to the way.
I think Charlie was very different. Carroll, or excuse me, Fuentes is more easy to dismiss because he said so many wild things, shit posting. He said so many crazy things that I think he is almost embodying, in their eyes, like the crazy anti-Semite. Whereas Charlie was not an anti-Semite, was much more reasonable, and if he was going against Israel, it could be a real problem. I also think that he had a tremendous amount of influence on the president. He had his ear. You know, I think the president respected him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The interesting part, though, if you look at the history there, Fuentes conducted his Graper War against TPUSA and Charlie Kirk because of the pro-Israel stance and because of his pro-homosexual stance, his like big tent Republicanism, they called it. Yeah. So they had the pro stances for these things.
Oh shit! Was that a dig at Nick Fuentes when he said how ironic? Because they used to joke around that Nick Fuentes is like into guys or bi or whatever. There used to always be this thing, and there's pictures and videos of him and stuff hanging out with certain people. But I wonder if that was a little dig at him. Talking about, because they're saying Charlie Kirk was like pro, like he doesn't have a problem if you're gay or whatever like that. He had people on the other guy that's gay. I forgot the political commentator.
Israel stance and because of his pro-homosexual stance, his like big tent Republicanism, they called it. Yeah. So because Fuentes conducted his Graper War against TPUSA and Charlie Kirk because
I think that's what it is. I think it was a dig.
Pro-Israel stance and because of his pro-homosexual stance, his like big tent Republicanism, they called it. Yeah. So they had the pro stances for these things. And what's interesting about all of it, if you follow the details of it up until Kirk's death, TPUSA actually moved a lot more towards the Groyper Fuentes position than they moved towards the kind of pro-Israel, this type of position, meaning a lot of the ideology that I think Kirk was changing on came from these various outside influences. And so if that's the case, why wouldn't you just curtail those outside influences and then you can...
Yeah, I don't know, but I hope it happens. It's interesting if they do debate and have somebody challenge her and her thoughts and ideas. And also, if you didn't see this, I don't know if you guys saw this, former NBA first-round pick Royce White says he's declaring for the 2027 WNBA draft, claiming he now identifies as transgender for the purposes of playing basketball. The former 6'8" former Houston Rockets draft pick follows fellow former NBA player Enes Kanter Freedom, who announced his own plans to declare amid the growing debate over transgender and athletes. I'm transgender too. We all transgender. Let's get up in the women's sports.
Oh, earlier this week I made the announcement. I'm transgender.
Oh,
I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. I mean, I think I'd be unstoppable, but I'm a team first guy. I'm a pass first kind of player. I do the little things. I led my team in all 5 major stat categories at Iowa State University. So I do a little bit of everything. I'll do whatever the coach needs me to do. I'll do whatever the girls need me to do. I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the women's association.
Damn.
But hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So, and I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a black, I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete.
Okay, it's fluid. He's fluid. Okay. I guess that's it for now, guys, man. I appreciate you. I hope you guys have a blessed Sunday. Back to school mañana. Hopefully, hopefully we get back in a rhythm. I feel it. I feel like it's going to come. We got the school thing going, legal thing, which is going good. We'll be done with that soon, too. And we can fully focus, I think. We'll see. On, live streaming and more videos and fixing whatever audio thing is going on. Let me see here. Oh, I did see this too. It's kind of more like entertainment stuff. I don't know what this is. Apparently Drake's being featured on I don't know, 20 verse 1, something like that. Adam 22's wife, it was over there. If you're into that stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good Sunday. Stay safe. Take care of your health. You know? Maybe I'll go take a little walk in the sun. But appreciate you guys. Have a good day. Bye. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop. Love you. Bloop, bloop. Adios.